No, you have to imagine.
That one, yeah.
Yes, so you could put it on.
Hey, Derrick. All right, let's
Oh, I
welcome
didn't.
Derrick.
Oh,
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. So lovely to be in front of you all today. My name's Derrick, and I am a local artist here in the Bay Area. I've been doing art commercially for the past few years, but I've been making art my entire life. It's been just a lifelong passion of mine. Originally, I started doing music.
You count them all.
Music. Yes. Can you hear me okay, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay, yeah. Originally, I started doing music. That was just as a child. I started singing, I started playing the tuba, I started dabbling with piano, dabbling with drums, and just, built that through college, built that through my life. And I always had this dream of being able to create, to, find ways to make people happy, to express myself in front of crowds. I found myself, that we all do, growing up a bit, we get the Peter Pans for a while, and then we, have to go into the real world. So I got a job actually in television news, and I spent 15 years as a producer, writer, video editor, photographer, videographer, blog writer, any number of things that they would throw at me, even down to running a teleprompter, anything that was happening. I loved the life, but it didn't really fulfill me. And I found myself where I wanted to just get out and express bits of me more, instead of resharing and rehashing and seeing everything, that's happening. I wanted to be able to express more and, come out in front of people and say, this is what's happening in my world. This is the future that I see. It's the world that I see here. When I came to the Bay Area, I really fell in love with the Dali Museum. And there was a piece there, actually. It was his original first self-portrait. And he's just sitting at a desk. He's looking at him away. He's not looking at you. Sitting at a desk, looking out of a window, painting at this desk. And it's like covered in, paintings all around him and everything. And I fell in love with that because it was like, this is what I want. I want to be able to, have a life where I can look out of my window and paint, everything that I see there. So I first started actually doing glass art. I actually have one of the pieces that I originally started with that I'm wearing here, just like a little medallion. Yeah, thank you. And that was the original thing that I started with doing. Glass art can be a little expensive, it can be a little hot. And I wanted something where I could really express myself at home. And really be able to say, okay.
Look out your window.
Look out my window. Yes. And I just started searching YouTube, for painting and fluid painting. And I ran across a couple of websites, and ran across a couple of videos. And, after a while of sitting there, the light bulb kind of clicks in my head like, I can do that. And it almost seemed like, just the dream that maybe I had before, laying in bed where it was like, hey, you're sitting here and you're making something. It's like, oh, that's the thing I need to make. So I started creating. And I really just started at first with vinyl records.
Oh, that is so cool, Derrick.
Yeah. Canvases can get expensive. Supplies can get expensive. So I had a bunch of vinyl records from my days as a DJ before and just collecting before, and some of them weren't used, so I was like, all right, let's paint on one side.
That's awesome.
What's over the top? Do you have like an acrylic or like a
Covering the whole thing.
Oh, yes.
polyurethane or something?
Yeah, this is actually like a, polyurethane type of covering here, a resin covering, that I put on top of these, basically, kind of keep them a little bit harder there.
Yeah.
Brings up the shine more, especially for the vinyls. But, just when I first started, it was like, hey, I'm going to just start painting on a record. And after the record, it was like, huh, let's see if we can get something bigger. Let's see if we can get something better. So I got to a point where it became, smaller canvases and then larger canvases. And then it became less bright on the canvases, less great on the canvases. I got to a point where it was like, hey, let's build things up, make them as big as humanly possible. And even this goes bigger and bigger. I keep this on my wall right now, just as a reminder that I need to expand, that I need to go do more. I'm not finished yet with this here. So it just became an idea of, hey, how can I expand this? One of the expansions that I looked into, after doing, so many canvases, and the beautiful thing with this type of artwork here is that you see something different, everyone does. Doesn't matter how you have the artwork hanging, there's something different to see each time, through each eye. So I really fell in love with that, but I started to think, well, what else can I do with this? And then, 2020 happened, and everyone first said, oh, we really like your art, we should sell it. But you have to, go inside and stay inside for, months at a time and wear a mask. So, I started to put the artwork on masks.
Oh, very good.
How creative, Derrick.
Yeah, this one's, thank you. This one's actually, from a painting I did of my mom.
Aww.
And I like to wear this, I especially like to wear this when traveling, places. It's just a good reminder, good to have the energy there. And I started just doing masks. And then I started doing, hats.
What if that was a rock and you did the paint figure from that?
No, actually, this came from this painting here.
Oh, wow. Oh, man, she
How did you do that?
So I found a company that I was able to work with, where I was able to get the paintings recreated onto clothing. So yeah, I can have hats, shirts, pants, shoes, masks, as you can see. My next thing, I actually wanted to get a set of journals made, so I could have journals to write in and everything. So that's kind of my next project
Did you
there.
make this one?
Yes, this one here also.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Love the hat.
Thank you. It's stylish, it's portable.
Colors are pretty.
Thank you. And it's just something that when I found myself being able to do it, I wanted to, be able to find that passion, express that passion, and for me, it wasn't really a thing of, oh, I have to go to art school, oh, I have to have training of this and that. It was just expressing. And that's really, the message that art has, is expressing. When we judge our art, we're our worst critics. I'm going to look at this and say, that's horrible. It's hanging wrong, and, I'm my worst critic.
That's me.
Exactly. So, everyone else is going to look at it and think it's beautiful. Let them. Right. Don't get in your own way of that sort of goal there. Don't get in your own way of any goal you have. I find myself even now, it's like, oh, I make these things, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I no, share it. Put it out there. What else is going to happen? We've already been through everything in life. I have already been through myself personally more than, I would have a lot of time to speak about in public today. But yeah, we've already been through everything. You have, everyone has. Okay, you have, but everyone else has.
I'm coming back.
Exactly! That is exactly it. You've already been there. Now come back. This is my comeback. This is my comeback. So, what I would encourage you all to do today is go find your comeback.
Oh, I love that.
I do too.
Go find your comeback.
Yeah, I think that's it. Go find your comeback. Thank you.
Thank you very so much.
Oh, yeah. actually something that hangs on my wall each day. Just as I kind of leave the house, just a little reminder. And all I did was just paint on top of one of these, But, just a little reminder type of thing. This
Well,
is
now
actually-
you have to go find your comeback.
Oh, yes.
And that's it, right there.
On this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Go find your comeback.
All right. I like that.
Go find your comeback.
I'm doing that
See
today.
how inspiring we are?
I can inspire myself. I don't even know it yet. Yeah. It's all about just finding little bits of inspiration.
Start the calendars.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's sharp.
I have a whole bunch of beach paintings that, most of them are actually in Atlanta right now, being kept for me, but I have some at home. And the beach is really like an inspiration for me.
That's pretty.
I go out there as much as possible.
It's a different sunset or sunrise every day, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. I mean, that is where I communicate with God.
That's most for
There's no two waves the same.
There's no two ways the same. I love that. So
Oh, I
yeah,
love that, Bonnie.
There you go.
that's going on something I guess also, yeah.
Yeah, the matches going on here.
Yeah. Don't forget you can do calendars too.
Calendars.
Calendars.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I like the journal,
There's just
I
so much.
love the journal idea.
Thank you. I think the journal idea, for me it just became something of, all right, what do I need? And why am I going to, spend on something else when I can have something inspire me to each part?
My daughter writes poetry,
Mhm.
and every once in a while she'll share it with me. I think her poetry is incredible, but she won't share it with people. And it upsets me no end, I said, you gotta share it, Delia, because it
won't get out there.
well, it won't, not only that, it's just that she's adopted. She was abused as a child before we adopted her. I mean, she's been through the ringer, and she has so much that she could share with others. And I just, art should be shared.
It really should.
Whatever the form, it should be shared.
It really should. Art, poetry, music, dance, everything should be shared.
It should be shared.
And I mean, I don't know really what to say other than to share it. If I was to tell her right now, yeah, just put it out there. Just in a way.
But she goes through a lot of journals, because she writes them in journals.
And, and that can be the thing also, is I notice myself, for every piece of art that's here, there's 5 more that's, sitting at home. There's 10 more that's sitting somewhere else. And it's like, I'm picking through this morning, like, well, I don't know about that one. So, especially, I can see with writing, you write so much, and then, you come to the point of editing. So, yeah, all of that poetry, I could see it having an editing point in some fashion of her life there. But yes, throw it out, why not? Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Very inspirational.
All right, so I guess I'm judging now?
Well,
So
Marie's in charge.
Marie's in charge, so.
Um,
Are you finished with your meeting? Because we haven't.
while he was judging, I was gonna finish the meeting. But I would like for you to share,
Yeah, well, I'll talk to him.
I would like you to share, what categories were represented and show the pieces.
Now? No.
No,
You're not gonna mess with